Hey, welcome. My name is Mark Aylward, and if you're here, you may have found us on our YouTube channel or perhaps our website, sevenpillarsglobal.com. And this video is going to address something about the program, a little bit about the program that is kind of explains what you'll get if you join. And joining can happen in a number of different ways. So again, the program is called 7 Pillars, Foundational Principles to Help You Reshape Your Life. And my background is I am a father of 3 young adult children. I have been an executive and technical recruiter for 30 years, so I've helped thousands of people find meaningful work. And that's part of what the program is going to offer in the professional area, is to help you find meaningful work. As a father of 3 young adult children, I've recently helped all of them enter into the workforce and then transition from working for someone else to establishing their own companies. And that was a fairly enlightening process. I discovered that I have a lot of knowledge from my professional experience that translates quite well when it comes to helping kids transition from high school into the workforce, into college, or from college into the workforce. And then the second group of people that has been interesting to come across is people that are in a more kind of my area of life, in midlife, and perhaps that's circumstantial due to divorce or losing your job or just finding yourself in a position where you're seeking more meaning in your life and not sure how to go about finding that. And so the RESHAPE is an acronym, so RESHAPE. And in order, it stands for, the R stands for rigor, the E stands for enthusiasm, the S for service, H is honesty, A for accountability, P for purpose, and the final E is about execution. And the program consists of these kind of foundational principles and applying these principles into 4 major areas. The professional, as I alluded to earlier, the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical. And in the physical, that consists of both nutrition and physical fitness. And the idea around the 7 Pillars program is that if you are kind of focusing in one of these areas and you know, whether you're experimenting with it or you're proficient in it, it's kind of a journey, each one of them. We never really reach a destination, we just continue to practice. And the more proficient you are in one of those areas, the more that supports your ability to be proficient in the others. Clearly, if you're emotionally, spiritually, and physically fit, it would logically follow that professionally you're going to be firing much more productively and positively and hopefully and optimistically. So the program consists of quite a bit of written material, some audio material in the form of guided meditations, and then this video, which is an example of some of the content. We're just trying to get the message out there as to, you know, what this program is all about. And, you know, when I talk to people about it, I think one of the things that really strikes me is what we're really helping people with is overcoming fear and anxiety. The fear and anxiety that one experiences when one isn't sure what to do, how to go about finding a job, how to recalibrate later on in life when circumstances, kind of life comes at you. And having been through both of those, and again more recently with my kids, in terms of the younger generation, it really strikes me that there's a need for this kind of advice, these tools that are available. In my own experience in midlife and kind of an empty nester and post-divorce, I was faced with this notion of, you know, what do I want to do? Things changed dramatically for me, not necessarily for the better, and I was faced with choices of how to fill the space. You know, no longer taking the kids everywhere in the car and meeting with teachers and coaches and traveling around the country and feeding and clothing and doing laundry, and, you know, one day that's gone and it creates a lot of space. And what do? You know, drugs, alcohol, bad food, you know, hanging out in the wrong places, or things like meditation, church, yoga, exercise. And fortunately, I made mostly good choices. And as a result of that experience, I've developed what I call a tool set. And that tool set, I was just describing this. If you notice in the background, I'm at one of my friend's yoga studios right now, and he's letting me record here because it's pretty quiet and comfortable. I notice that when you make these choices, you develop tools. And those tools, whether they be breathing, praying, meditating, stretching, exercising, all of the above, making good choices with regard to food, just general intake, that when you start to do those things, you develop really strong, good habits. And you can fill that space with mostly good habits, and the rest of life just gets better. It gets softer, it gets quieter, it gets more hopeful, more optimistic. And so I think the program itself, you may not be interested in all of the different pillars or all of the 4 foundational areas that I described, but chances are you're going to be interested in at least one, and probably more than one. And I think in my own experience, as I've tried to master some of the tools that I've mentioned in some of these different areas of life, everything else gets better. And the more I do in one area, the more interested I become in trying to master some of the tools in the other areas. So, thank you very much for checking in. This video will probably be on the website. It'll certainly be on our YouTube channel, probably post it up to some social media sites as well as we get the program going. But I'm essentially taking 56 years of personal experience and 30 years of professional experience, 25 of which I've run my own company and have encountered all of those operational challenges as well. And I've sold a couple of companies as well and gone through the due diligence process. So I'm basically putting all of that in a bottle and sharing it with you. Most of the content will be free because I think I want to be able to give everybody that's interested the opportunity to read, listen, and watch, and then take the information that they've consumed and turn their own lives around and reshape themselves. We will offer some things that will cost money. It will be very clear to you before you spend any money what will cost money. And essentially, we'll charge money for things that will allow us to take you broader and deeper into some of these areas. So you can read the free stuff, watch the free stuff, and do it on your own. Or you can take a more accelerated approach. Maybe you avoid a little bit of frustration, maybe avoid a little bit of fear or anxiety. Get you there a little faster with a little less pain or less frustration. So both are viable choices. And again, welcome. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to helping. See you soon.